Crash and burn.
Hey everybody, so tonight I'm looking to discuss Amyl and the Sniffers' new one, Cartoon Darkness. This came out, I think it was like October 21st or so, and today it's like November 3rd or November 4th. I decided to wait this long because I just wanted to keep listening to it. I intended on doing this sooner, but Jesus Christ, this record is fun. I don't even know where to begin. This is their heaviest record. By way of songs like Going Somewhere, You Should Not Be Doing That, Doing in Me Head. It seems like these songs chunk more. It's like their bass, like Bryce and Gus, the rhythm section, the drummer Gus and the bass player Bryce. Wait, hang on. Wait. Bryce is the drummer. Gus is the bass player. I think I fucked that up. Yeah, Bryce is the drummer. It's really, really reminiscent of what the Dead Kennedys, well, Klaus and Darren from the Dead Kennedys were doing on Plastic Surgery Disasters and Frankenchrist, where it's the bass and drums are so meaty and they're so hulking that they just dominate every track. And that's another thing that I absolutely love about Amyl and the Sniffers is that they don't bury their bass. Like Gus's bass playing is right up in front. It's not just Declan's guitar work, which of course in most bands the guitar will take center stage, but I love how they never neglect to toss in heavy bass lines, catchy heavy bass lines. And that was the other thing too. As far as their guitar and bass work are concerned, it's really, really reminiscent of what Death from Above were doing way back in like the early to late 2000s. Like when did the first one, You're a Woman and I'm a Machine or whatever the one that has Pull Out and Going Steady on it. I don't know. I think that came out around 07 or 08, somewhere around there. And it's like, because of course DFA doesn't have a guitar, they're just using Keeler's bass. They've sort of distorted it up so it sounds guitar-like, but it still has the bass heaviness to it. And I found that to exist on, well, actually, no, you know what? It's not just on this record. I think it started with Comfort to Me. Like, for example, with Hurts, the riff is so DFA that dun 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 dun. That's something that like reminds me so much of Death from Above. And that's what I really like about this band is that it seems like they're wearing their influences on their sleeves. Now, I'm not even saying that they were influenced by DFA. Just that's what I hear. The rhythm section is so big and so heavy and so meaty and so hulking and so crushing. And it's so exciting because traditionally with more like what are these, like bar band, punk bands like Amyl and the Sniffers, you'll find the most of the time that the bass will end up getting buried, and that's perfectly okay. I'm not criticizing that. But I love it even more when bands like this put the bass front and center, and that's exactly what this band is doing. They have some of the best bass lines I have ever come across. Like their guitar and bass play is, oh my God, it is so crushing on this record. Like Jesus, this is their heaviest record with like Going Somewhere, You Should Not Be Doing That, Doing in Me Head, like I don't know, like Chewing Gum, especially the second half of Chewing Gum. This is by far their biggest sounding record. The songs on this, like I said, they're really heavy. Like the second half of Chewing Gum, it starts to get a little more distorted. I would never frame this as a metal record because I couldn't be further from this. But it just seems like with tracks like You Should Not Be Doing That and Chewing Gum, it just seems that the bass makes everything crush. But then on the flip side, there are totally like super punk songs on here. Like off the top of my head, let's see what else. Like It's Mine, fucking Motorbike, the Motorbike song, Jerkin. And they have like really fun energy that carries, like Jerkin, for example, that being the last single that they put out. You know, whenever a band has put out, like you love the first single, you love the second single, and then the third and fourth singles are always sort of wild cards. You're not really sure what to make of the record. You think you know where the record is going because the first single led into the second single and they both sort of share a lot of the same properties. But then sometimes bands, when they release the third and fourth singles, sometimes they throw a curveball in and they toss a couple songs on there from the new album that doesn't sound anything like the two singles they released prior. And Jerkin kind of caught me like that. Like Big Dreams shocked the hell out of me. It has such like an honest sort of like a 1980s sort of like, again, metal-ish vibe to it. More like a hair metal ballad type vibe to that song. But I like the message way more because I find that it's really uplifting and I find it really fun. Like, you know, you're so sick of being stuck in the apartment and fucking you're strapped for cash. And like everybody can relate to that, especially post-COVID. But I really, fuck, I forgot what I was saying. I completely lost my train of thought. I was discussing big dreams and I said, oh yeah, I've completely forgot what I was talking about. I'm talking about Amyl and the Sniffers' new one, Cartoon Darkness, but I'm not doing a very good job because I keep forgetting what I'm talking about. I think it's due to my advanced age, so I'm going to blame it on that. But yeah, what else did I want to say about this? Oh, that's right. I hear Black Flag all over this motherfucker. Like we're talking like heavy metal, like the metal years Black Flag, not so much like Damaged. You know, we're talking like in my head, shit like that. I hear so many elements of like Black Flag's metal years tossed in throughout this album. Again, which is something I love because I've loved Black Flag since I was a kid. So the fact that I'm able to sort of relate to that as well as the Dead Kennedys by way of like Klaus and Darren's rhythm section matching Bryce's and Gus's rhythm section with that chunking bass lines and the drums being so colossally huge. I like how it keeps pulling me back to these like legacy bands that I've loved since I was a kid. What else did I want to say about this? Oh yeah, that's right. It was recorded at whatchamacallit, Dave Grohl's studio, 606, where it was used it was the same desk that they used for Nirvana's Nevermind, and I think Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. That was the desk that they used for both of those albums, and that is the desk that they used to mix and set up this album. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, it's fun, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense because even though it's a fun studio and everything, Dave Grohl at this point is so far removed from his like punk rock Nirvana roots, and then pointing out that Fleetwood Mac recorded a record. I mean, they used the same desk that Fleetwood Mac used. I don't really know what purpose that serves here because I kind of feel like Amyl and the Sniffers and Fleetwood Mac couldn't have less to do with each other. But then at the same time, that does sort of lead me into my next point about this record that really surprised me. Is this record is softer and quieter at times than their first two albums were. And that really shocked me. It was almost something that sort of turned me off the record when I first heard it. But with like, oh, fuck, whatchamacallit, Bailing on Me, which is a great breakup song, but it's sort of soft tempoed and it's a little more melodic. Amy is... she's almost talking more on that song than she is when she's traditionally yelling, right? And then with Big Dreams, again, Big Dreams is like, oh my God, that is such a fun song. And the music video was shot in one take, which I absolutely love, one take anything. Like the scene in True Detective when Matthew McConaughey has to get that scumbag biker out of the hood that they're stuck in and how it's done in all one continuous shot. I just love that. So the fact that the video for Big Dreams was shot in one take is so amazing. But again, I was so completely caught off guard because I thought I knew everything that Amyl and the Sniffers were going to throw at us. But then Big Dreams was released. And even Jerkin, as super punk and super fun as that song is, the cadence, like the melodic lines in that song are so sort of like in your face, and they're more like raw or some shit. Like it's like, you're a dumb cunt, you're an asshole, every talking time you mumble. And it's like, I didn't expect that again from them because the closest that I ever found that they sort of got to that would be something that they did back on Comfort to Me with like Hurts. It works because Jerkin, it was the last single released, and it's almost like those last singles that a band releases. That's what I was saying earlier. I was talking about the singles being released, and by the time that they get to the third or fourth, they could throw a couple curveballs in that won't sound like the first two singles. That's exactly what I was saying. Haha, still got it. Oh fuck, I forgot what I was talking about now though. Talking about Big Dreams. Okay, you know what? I'm moving on from that. This record is absolutely amazing, and this fucking discussion video of mine is train wrecking really badly. I don't even know if I'm looking in the lens. I can't see it because the lights are so bright. What else did I want to see? I have notes because I'm professional. What else did I want to say about? Oh, yeah, that's right. I might as well toss out my favorite songs. My least two favorite songs on here are Tiny Bikini and Pigs. Even though they're both really killer songs, I just couldn't quite connect with them. Other than that, we got Jerkin, Chewing Gum, Big Dreams. Yeah, You Should Not Be Doing That with Stephen Ogg in the video. Bailing on Me was absolutely wicked. It's Mine, Going Somewhere, motorbike song. every song on this record is perfect, and each song like just builds so strong, and then when it ends you're like, shit, I don't think we can really get any higher than that. But then whatever the song is that kicks in next does just that, and it causes this record to sort of climb even higher. What else did I want to say? I think that was actually it. Yeah, I think that was everything that I did want to say. I mean, I love this band. Amy's energy is in complete contrast to the other three guys in the band. Like, oh my God, she's like a fucking, Jesus Christ, she's like Speedy Gonzalez, and the other guys in the band are, you know, they're like the sheepdog that would always fuck with Wile E. Coyote, and he'd be walking around real slow. And then Amy, I guess, would be Wile E. Coyote. Because that's another thing I love about this band is I love how Amy has to be the most exciting front person, or, oh, fuck it, front man that a band has had in decades. She seems so genuine, and her breath control, like the fact that she can be hunched right over and singing perfectly. We both know that it's not a backing track because, like, you can tell that the song's actually being played live because I've heard all of their studio tracks like 10 zillion times. This band's amazing. I can't believe that they didn't get bigger sooner because Comfort to Me was perfect. But then Cartoon Darkness seems to up the ante even. Holy fuck, this is 12 minutes long. I gotta stop. Yeah, so that's it. I am stopping. This video fucking train wrecked. I apologize for that. I apologize for this video being a complete mess. It's just that I love this record. I love like how it is this sort of like low-key 1980s vibe. I love how this record is like the hardest thing they've ever done, the heaviest thing they've ever done. And I don't know, I just love the flow this album has. It seems like each song just carries it into the next, and then the record's over unfortunately fast. Actually, that's my one complaint about this record, is that it's a little short. They should have tossed on a couple more songs. But look, this is like 12:30, so I'm getting out of here. So like always, thank you so much for hanging out with me for Jesus Christ, pushing 13 minutes now while I discussed Amyl and the Sniffers' new one, fucking Cartoon Darkness. Like always, if you like this review or you're able to get through it or you found something of value in here, don't forget to go out and do something nice for somebody. It's really easy. Hold the door for somebody, or give $1 to charity the next time you're at Walmart. And yeah, of course, they're going to use it as a tax write-off, but that's to be expected. The dollar will still find its way to the fucking Red Cross. But most importantly, never forget that the world is a way better place because you are in it. Whatever it is you're going through, just hold on. It'll get better. All right, I'm gone. Have a good night, and sorry again because this was kind of a mess. Yeah.